Starting the list at number 1 is REPO, which delivers a uniquely stressful and terrifying experience where players act as paranormal repossession agents tasked with clearing haunted items from dangerous locations. You must navigate eerie environments filled with unpredictable entities while managing your specialized equipment and working closely with your team to secure valuable artifacts before the hauntings become lethal. The game excels in creating a claustrophobic atmosphere that forces constant communication and split-second decision-making as the tension escalates with every room you clear. It is a fresh take on the extraction horror genre that keeps you on edge with its polished visuals and deep mechanical depth, making it a must-play for fans of tactical horror. Coming in at number 2 is Shift at Midnight, which plunges you and your friends into a haunting shift at a remote and isolated gas station, where something very ancient and malevolent is stalking from the darkness. The gameplay focuses on managing mundane tasks, while the environment slowly twists into a nightmare, forcing players to watch each other's backs as the shadows outside begin to move. It utilizes proximity voice chat to heighten the sense of isolation and fear, making every whisper or distant sound a potential signal of an incoming attack from the woods. The lighting effects and environmental storytelling create a smothering atmosphere that makes the simple act of stepping outside to check a generator feel like a death sentence. Taking the 3rd spot is Content Warning, a brilliantly chaotic and frightening game where you and your squad must film scary footage in the old world to gain fame on the internet while surviving lethal monsters. This title perfectly balances hilarious social interactions with genuine terror as you explore abandoned industrial ruins filled with strange and deadly creatures that react to your presence and light. The mission is simple, but the execution is incredibly dangerous, requiring you to manage your camera battery and oxygen while trying to capture the most terrifying moments possible for your viewers. It captures the modern spirit of digital horror while providing a robust multiplayer experience that is both visually striking and incredibly addictive. Next, at number 4, we have Murky Divers, which is a tense underwater horror experience that tasks your team with diving into the dark, crushing depths of the ocean to remove evidence of failed corporate experiments. You must navigate a cramped submarine and explore sunken wreckage, where oxygen is limited and massive aquatic horrors are constantly hunting your small group through the murky water. The sense of vulnerability is immense as you rely on sonar and limited visibility to complete your objectives, while the sound of metal creaking under pressure adds to the constant psychological dread. It is a masterclass in atmospheric horror that uses the vast unknown of the deep sea to create a truly oppressive and terrifying co-op adventure. Halfway through, at number 5, is Lethal Company, the definitive indie hit that continues to dominate the multiplayer horror scene with its brutal survival mechanics and procedurally generated industrial moons. You play as a contract worker, collecting scrap to meet a profit quota, while avoiding a wide variety of terrifying entities that range from subtle stalkers to massive world-eating giants. The low-fidelity aesthetic is used masterfully to create an unsettling vibe where the darkness feels alive, and every trip back to the ship is a desperate race for survival against the clock. It remains one of the best examples of emergent gameplay, where the most memorable moments come from the chaotic and often tragic failures of your team. At number 6 is Phasmophobia, which remains the gold standard for cooperative ghost hunting by utilizing voice recognition and immersive tools to create a hauntingly realistic investigation experience. You and your team enter various haunted locations to identify the type of spirit present, but the ghosts are constantly listening and reacting to your words and actions in real time. The hunt mechanic provides sudden bursts of adrenaline-fueled terror, where you must find a hiding spot and stay silent to avoid being caught by a vengeful entity. Its frequent updates and new map additions have kept the experience fresh and terrifying, ensuring that it stays at the top of the list for anyone looking for a deep psychological horror. 7 on our list is the Outlast Trials, which takes the iconic single-player terror of the franchise and successfully translates it into a high-stakes cooperative survival experience within a twisted facility. You are a test subject, forced to complete gruesome objectives while being pursued by deranged killers and monstrous overseers who use the environment to trap and break your will. The game emphasizes stealth and coordination as you use limited gadgets to distract enemies and solve complex puzzles under extreme pressure and constant threat. The visual detail is incredibly high, with a level of gore and environmental storytelling that makes every trial feel like a cinematic descent into madness and physical pain. Moving to number 8, we have Escape the Backrooms, a game that perfectly captures the uncanny and liminal terror of the famous internet creepypasta through vast and unsettling yellow corridors. You and your friends must navigate through multiple levels of the Backrooms, each with its own unique entities and puzzles that require teamwork and keen observation to overcome safely. The sense of scale is massive, and the procedural nature of the environments ensures that you never feel truly comfortable or certain of your path toward an exit. It is a slow burn horror that relies on building dread through endless repetition and the constant feeling of being watched by something that does not belong in our reality. 9th on the list is Sons of the Forest, which offers a massive open-world survival horror experience where you must build a base and survive against a growing threat of cannibalistic mutants. The game features an advanced building system and realistic survival mechanics that make the struggle against nature feel just as dangerous as the creatures lurking in the dense forests. Cooperation is vital for gathering resources and defending your home, as the enemy AI is incredibly sophisticated and will observe your patterns before launching organized attacks. It provides a beautiful yet brutal playground where the horror comes from the constant threat of the unknown and the visceral combat required to stay alive. Finishing the list at number 10 is Devour, which is a frantic and high-intensity cooperative horror game where players must work together to stop a possessed cult leader before they are all dragged to hell. You must find and burn ritual items while avoiding the increasingly aggressive and terrifying attacks of the possessed entity, which grows more powerful as the game progresses. The gameplay is fast-paced and requires perfect timing and communication to manage the rising chaos and the various minions that attempt to hinder your progress at every turn. It is a perfect game for groups who enjoy a challenging and direct horror experience that rewards skillful movement and strategic item management.